Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. Not sure how many people we've got here. I've been very busy getting things sorted out in the new year. I also have some apologies to make, but I want to know that people are here, first of all, um, and that they can hear me. So if you can hear me, can you please just click on the chat box there and just put in, yes, I can hear you, and you can see my screen. And if you can't, maybe you'll need to refresh your browser, um, but it should be there. Okay, you should be seeing a picture of somebody doing business the way that most people do, um, pushing a huge boulder up a very steep hill. So if you can hear me, let me know, please, and just let's have somebody type in the chat box there. Just a yes, and I'll know that you can hear me and you can see my screen, and I'll get started with the presentation. Okay, we've got somebody that says they can, so I'm assuming that everybody can. Okay, I've got some apologies to make. First of all, I had this webinar scheduled for, I believe, the 3rd of January or something like that. And I forgot I'd got it scheduled for that time. I somehow had in my mind that it was scheduled for the 9th. And so when I came to just check on things, it was too late anyway. The 3rd had passed. And so I just changed the date of the webinar, and it's the 9th. So anybody that was here on the 3rd, I really apologize to you. But this is the first of my webinars for 2015. I've got a lot of things coming up in 2015, and I want you to have the best year you have ever had in your lives in every way. And you're only going to do that if you take control of your life, not just of your business. And you've got to understand whether you're coming from a position of abundance or need. And that's what this slide is about. Because most people that start an online business are coming from the second. They're coming from a position of need. And if you are, you're going to find that you're like the man here, and sooner or later you're going to slip, and that boulder is going to crush you. Okay, you've got to change the way that you're looking at things, and hopefully if you keep coming to my webinars, I'm going to help you make that change. I'm going to help you get to the position where you will find that you are coming from abundance. I don't know what drives you. You can only decide that yourself. But my mission is to help and inspire you to reach your goals, to be of service in spreading hope in the hearts of the poor and forsaken, kindle courage in the hearts of the despondent, and light a new strength in the hearts of those who think they are failures. To create the perfect vehicle for your success and to guide you along the path to your dreams with kindness, and so to bring you peace. And only by deriving joy from doing this can I also become successful in God's eyes. And that is what is important to me. Who am I and why can I help? I've been through this a few times. I'm going to just run through very quickly. My education was primary school, then a grammar school in England. I went through the traditional thing where my parents wanted me to get a good education so that I could get a good job. I came from a working class family in the north of England, in Manchester, and it had always been a struggle financially for my parents. And they wanted me to have something better. They wanted me to get a qualification, get a great job. And I became qualified at a pretty early age, and I got a job. Well, I had several before, but I found myself employed in a job living and working in Bermuda with a huge tax-free salary. And it was a dream lifestyle. It was what everybody aspired to, everybody, that is, except me. It wasn't my dream. I was living my parents' dream. I was living other people's dreams. I hated it. I just didn't like being in the corporate world. I'm not sure that I like being employed. So after a couple of years, I just decided it was better to be unemployed than to be employed. And I threw it all up, much to everybody's surprise. And I went bumming around. I started off in North America, and I was traveling down through North America and all the way overland. I was planning on going to Argentina, where I had a friend who was working as a school teacher. However, en route, in a place called Guatemala, very close to Tikal, a little town called Flores, very beautiful, picturesque. I met a girl from El Salvador. She didn't speak English and I didn't speak Spanish, so it was a perfect relationship, and we were married within 7 days. I thought I'd better go back to England and tell the folks I was married, so that's what we did. We stopped in New York at a Palomines for 2 or 3 days for our honeymoon, and moved on to England. And we arrived in England pretty much penniless and married. I was unemployed with a new wife, and didn't really know where I was going. So I looked around for a few things. I tried lots of different things: turkey farming, van driving, fireman, all sorts of things. I knew I didn't want to get back into what I'd been in. And I ended up as a salesman, knocking on doors, selling insurance. And if that sounds horrific to you, really, it's not. Once you understand that what you're doing is providing great value to people, which is what I was doing, I was teaching people about how to put their money into insurance for what they needed. Okay, whether it was from a savings point of view, tax savings, providing futures for their kids, for themselves, or just securing them against premature death so that their significant other could be cared for. Whatever it was, I taught them the best way of doing that. And in doing that, I found that I was providing a service, and people thought they were getting the service. They referred me to their friends, and I very soon became the top producer in the branch of that brokerage. But it was on social hours. So I looked around for something else, and I found that I found a company advertising, a company I'd heard of, the Xerox Corporation, advertising for salesmen. So I went along to them, and I sat down, and I thought it was selling photocopiers. That's maybe what you would have thought if you'd have heard of Xerox, perhaps in those days. Perhaps it's changed a bit now. But I got there, and they said, no, we're selling word processing. And I hadn't got a clue what that was. It was well before the time that people had personal computers. In fact, it was well before the time that most companies had computers, unless they were very big things. They were computers that were in special air conditioned rooms, and they looked like something from the science fiction films of many years ago. So I got a job selling word processing, and I soon became the top producer in the branch selling word processing as well. And so that was fine, but I was still employed. I was making a lot of money. If you were to work out my equivalent salary then for selling word processing back in the 1970s, it was probably the equivalent of about $250,000 a year, and that was with plus expenses, plus a car. It was once again pretty much a dream lifestyle, but it was once again in the corporate world, and I don't fit very well there. And had I not been the top producer, I think I'd have been out on my ear on many occasions. So I moved into self-employment. My wife and I decided it was time that we headed out on our own, and we took what we had and we bought a small pet shop, and that became a chain of pet shops and a wholesale business, and we even got into manufacturing. And from there went on and we started several businesses together and became quite successful. And I got rid of my last business about 2 years ago now, where I'd moved into management and business consultancy for all types of businesses, from little one-man bands right up to quite large corporations. So I've done quite a lot in the business world offline, but in about 1998, I think it was, I started looking online because I saw things online that were happening, and I did it really part-time, almost as a hobby, but it was a business, and I treat business as a business. So although it was very part-time, it became quite profitable. And I started out, it was in the time when affiliate marketing was just starting, Amazon had just started up. People loved getting emails. There was no spam laws. People got an email, they rushed to see who it was from and opened it. A little bit different from today. But I was doing that alongside my other businesses, and as I say, operating pretty much as a hobby, alongside conventional businesses that I had, which weren't online. And I found that I could make as a hobby $100,000 a year, which was very nice. It helped pay for my lifestyle and houses and things like that. And that was doing lots of different things. I've done Google AdSense, I've had link farms, I've done affiliate marketing, I've done CPA offers, I've run my own businesses, I've started multi-level marketing businesses. I've been a top producer in other people's multi-level marketing businesses even before we got online, because it fascinated me, the concept of multi-level marketing. So I've done all sorts of things, and I moved through from unemployed to self-employed. And self-employed isn't a place where you want to be. Self-employed is like having a job, but no boss to fall back on, nobody to look after you, nobody to take care of you. You find you're working very hard, long hours. I moved from that into entrepreneur, where you see a bigger picture of things, and you're able then to outsource the tasks and make more money and allocate your time how you want. So that's where you want to be. You want to get to that stage of being an entrepreneur. And to do that, you've got to see the big picture, see opportunities and grasp them and run with them. It takes a leap of faith. I make thousands of dollars a month online now, and I don't even need it. I'm retired from my other businesses, and I've got enough pensions to provide me with enough money to live comfortably for the rest of my life anyway. But I make thousands of dollars a month online, and is that what you want? Because if it is, then I can teach you how to do it, because I do it. I'm not somebody that's out there struggling, wondering how things work. I know how they work, and I know how to make them work. But there's more to life than money. Abundance, I believe, constitutes these 7 things: peace, love, hope, health, wealth, happiness, and love. And what I hope to bring to you is more than just money, although money is an essential root to a lot of those other 7 things. Wealth isn't just money. Wealth is far more than money. Health is far more important than wealth. If you're worth $10 million, but you are going to die tomorrow, what good is that wealth to you? What good is that money to you? Okay. These are all pillars, these 7 pillars, and they're not like the legs of a table. If you had a 7-legged table and you took one leg away, the table May wobble a bit, but it'd still be there. You take one of these pillars away from abundance and the whole thing collapses. You don't have abundance. You need these 7 things all wrapped into one. So, are you ready to start learning how to change your life? Leonardo da Vinci said, "I've been impressed with the urgency of doing. Knowing is not enough. We must apply. Being willing is not enough. We must do." And that's what I find most people shy away from. They say, okay, I want to make a lot of money online. I'm going to learn how to do it. And they spend 99% of their time learning and 1% of their time doing. And that is a formula for failure. I am sorry. You need to learn, but as you learn one thing, you need to apply it, even if it's not complete. You've got to start doing as soon as you learn. You've got to get into the habit of saying, okay, I've learned this little bit here. How do I put that into action? And you put it into action, and then you go on to learning the next bit. And then you look back at what you've done and said, what are the results I've got from that? And then you're able to change things. So you've got to be a doer, not just a learner. Learning is important, but you've got to put it into action. And you've not got to wait for the right moment. There is never a right moment. There is never a perfect time. The people that wait for the perfect time die with their dreams unfulfilled. But money is needed. But what is money? Simply put, it's a measure of our value. If you are making $1 million a week, it's because your value to society, to the world, is $1 million a week. And if you're making $10 a week, it's because your value to the world is $10 a week. It really is pretty simple. Now, that may be not what you want to hear, but it is a fact. And so if you want to make more money, you've got to increase your value. I talked about making sales earlier. Making sales is one of the highest paid professions. Being a salesman isn't a bad thing. Being a salesman is offering a valuable service to others. And the more value you bring, the greater the rewards you'll receive. But I like this quote aligned with that statement. And this is from Albert Einstein. And I look at that picture and it reminds me of when he met Marilyn Monroe, and she said, you know, we should have a child because with my looks and your brains, it would be a great child. Albert Einstein, being the very logical person he is, said, well, that's true. But what if it had my looks and your brains? Anyway, that's by the side. That's by the way. He said, try not to become a man of success, but a man of value. Look around at how people want to get more out of life than they put in. A man of value will give more than he receives. Be creative, but make sure that what you create is not a curse for mankind. I believe that last part of his statement comes from the fact that he was instrumental in creating nuclear weapons, and it was one of his great regrets, even though it probably actually saved a lot of suffering in ending the war a lot earlier than the Second World War, a lot earlier than it would have ended otherwise. Here's a quote from Wayne Dyer, and this is about money, because money is going to be essential to you. When I chased after money, I never had enough. When I got my life on purpose and focused on giving of myself and everything that arrived into my life, then I was prosperous. You see, if you're chasing money, you're coming from that point of need. You're coming from that point of struggle. And do you want to buy off somebody that's struggling? You may want to give something to somebody that's struggling. A beggar in the street, you may want to toss them a dollar or two or whatever. But do you really want to buy off that person. If that person was there, sat begging in the street and said, "Oh, I know a great business opportunity. Um, why don't you join me?" Would you join them? No. But if somebody was pulled up at the traffic lights there, or pulled in parked, and he was in this super luxurious car, and he got out, he was well dressed, look, and you said to him, "Hey, that's a nice car you've got." He said, "Yeah, it is. I've got three of them, and if you'd like to learn how I do it, I can show you." Would you be more inclined to listen to that guy than the beggar in the street? It's about coming from abundance. You don't necessarily have to have that car and those trimmings and everything, but you have to have the mindset. You have to come from abundance. There's another quote here that I like. It's a fact that we cannot do a service for others without doing a greater service for ourselves. And that quote is from me. Uh, it doesn't matter what you do. You go out and you do a service to other people, and you're going to benefit from it far more than they will. It's a fact. It's a wonderful thing sometimes to be able to do a service in an anonymous way that nobody ever knows about, and you can then look on it from the outside and see the joy that this brings to people, and they just wonder where it came from, and they're so grateful, but they can't thank you personally, because you get immense benefit from doing services for others. I've been asked a lot recently, by people that are in multi-level marketing companies, sometimes known as network marketing, um, whatever. It's in a business where they are looking to recruit other people. Now, however you want to call that business, whatever you want to call that business, it's where you need to recruit other people. And they said, I'm having trouble getting people into my business, or I'm having trouble getting the people that I get into my business to do anything, or I'm having trouble finding anybody that's interested in my business. And this is a situation that 90% of people, maybe even more, that get involved in multi-level marketing or a home business of any kind, find the same thing. And they're looking for a magic bullet. They're looking for uh, something that they can do that is going to change things for them overnight. And there is one, but it's not going to happen overnight. So what I want to ask you now, I don't know how many people we've got here, because as I say, I let a lot of people down, and I've not spent much time advertising this because I've been very, very busy setting up something for a business that I run. So I'm not sure how many people we actually have here with us. But if you are involved in any way in getting people into a business, recruiting people, tell me what the answer is. You think, what do you lead with? Do you lead with the product? Do you say, I've got a great product here that whatever it may be, it's a miracle vitamin that will make you live to 200 and die looking like you're only 30? Or do you lead with the fact that you've got a great business opportunity, and if you get involved, I'm going to show you how to make $10,000 a month within the next 90 days. Let's have your comments on that. What do you feel would be the best thing to lead with if you are looking to sponsor people into an online business? Can we have a couple of answers in the chat, please? We do have one or two people in the attendees now. Not very many. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 and me. But you 7, hopefully you're going to pick up some gems. And you remember this thing as well. You only need one little gem, one nugget that can change the way you do things, that change your life, that can turn struggling into success, turn $0 a month income into 10, 20, $30,000 a month income. It only takes one idea. So I'm waiting for some answers. What do you think you should lead with? Because this is a question that I'm asked probably 10 times a day, maybe even more, by people. They're struggling to sponsor people. And they ask me how. So I want to throw this back out to you. What do you think you should lead with? We've got 2 people that have said opportunity. Okay. It's perhaps a trick question, because I've built massive businesses in multi-level marketing. I've been the top producer in 2 companies back in the 1990s, before MLM got online, when we used to have meetings and things like this. And I was one of the top producers, probably in the top 5% in another multi-level marketing company. And I wouldn't lead with either. I wouldn't lead with the product or the opportunity. Something of value, something that helps them in some way, from Eric. Okay, I would lead with my story, because people aren't interested in the business. They're not interested in the product. Most people aren't. You might find the odd one that says, oh, I've just been looking for this exact product that you're selling, this air filter. I've wanted one of these all my life. So can you sell it me? I've tested it and it's the best one ever. And I'm going to be so enthusiastic about it. I want to buy it, and I want to tell people about how great it is. You may find somebody like that, probably 1 in 10,000. Opportunity, yeah, you'll find a lot of people that are looking to make extra money, but there are thousands of opportunities out there, and there are thousands of people marketing those thousands of opportunities, and that means they've got millions of choices. Millions of choices. So you lead with yourself. You lead with your story. People don't join an opportunity because of the money. They don't join an opportunity because of the product. They join an opportunity because of you. Okay? If you inspire them, you will get them to join your opportunity. You've got to have your story. It's no good telling them all the facts about how the pay plan works and drawing little circles and how it all works, and they get all these people and it leads to this, and it's no good doing that. Sales are a transfer of belief from one person to another. I don't know whether you've ever heard that, but you've got to show your belief. You've got to show them what you're doing and why and where it's leading you and how are you going about it. You can give them all the facts. Facts tell, stories sell. You've got to tell them your story. Why did you get involved? How is it helping you? What is it doing for you? How has it changed your life? How are you helping to change the lives of other people? And if you do that, and you learn to do that, they don't care what the product is and they don't care about the opportunity. They will join you. And that is why some people attract people into their business. That is why there are some people that have people coming to them saying, can I join your business with you? Rather than like the millions of others that are going around chasing people. Join my business, join my business, join my business, do this here. I'm going to show you how to make thousands of dollars. And, tell them your story. That's what you lead with. You lead with what you are, what the opportunity, what the business is doing for you, what it's all about, why you got involved, how it's working. You lead with you, your story. Until they buy you, they're not going to join you. Your belief, your reality has got to be stronger than the other person's. And when that person buys into your reality, they'll join you in business. Where do you get leads? Where do you get leads to tell them your story? People say, where can I get leads? Where's the best place to get leads? How can I get them free? Let me tell you now, there is no such thing as a free lead. There is something exchanged for it somewhere, some way, somehow. Okay? The easiest way to get leads is to buy them. But if you're buying them, you need to make sure that you're running your ads at a profit. Because if you're not, you're very soon going to stop running your ads. And if you stop running your ads, you're not going to have your leads. And if you don't have your leads, you're not going to have a business. Okay? If you've been down the traditional route, filling out a list of everybody you know or you've bumped into in the people you buy your groceries from, the person that cuts your hair, the mechanic in the garage, your friends and family, that doesn't work. You've probably, if you've done it, it doesn't work. All it does is it loses you your friends and family. It gets you laughed at. Buy leads, quality leads of people that are looking for what you have to sell, what you have to offer. Okay. You don't want to buy leads of opportunity seekers. Why? Why don't you want to buy leads of opportunity seekers? Be interesting to see some answers in there, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Opportunity seekers, for the most part, are what are often referred to as tire kickers. It's a little bit unkind, but they're just people who are looking around, looking at things. You'll get a bit of response. If you're in a business that's involved in network marketing, multi-level marketing, recruiting, sponsoring, you want to buy people that are interested in network marketing, not opportunity seekers. You want to buy leads of network marketers. Okay. They're going to cost you a lot more, but they're going to be cheaper in the long run. Let's look at Facebook advertising. If you run a campaign on Facebook and you do it right, and I'm not going to go into this in depth here, but you will get clicks for 40 cents a click or less. Okay. And if 10% of those clicks opt in, because you send your clicks to your landing page, you always send people to a landing page where they have to opt in, a lead capture page, if you like, sometimes known as a squeeze page. That is one of the rules. You go to a lead capture page. Facebook average is probably about 10% opt-in. If your Facebook ad is congruent with your opt-in page, you'll get about a 10% opt-in. You may get more, you may get slightly less. If your Facebook ad isn't congruent to your landing page, you're going to get significantly less. Okay. You can't say an awful lot in a Facebook ad, and you don't want to be saying too much on your landing page. But if you get the two matched together, 10% is about average. So if it's 40 cents a click, that works out at $4 a lead. And that is pretty standard for the industry as well. A good lead will cost you probably about $4. And I'll show you that on the next page as well. And a pretty good guide, and this is pretty common, is if you've got a good offer that you are sending people to after they've opted in, you will normally get about a 5% buying. Now, sometimes you'll get a bit more, sometimes you'll get a bit less, but 5% is about the industry average. So that's 1 in 20. So that means your sale is costing you $80. It's costing you $80 to get a sale. Does that make sense to you? I hope it does. I'm going to show you that again here, I think. Yep. Solo ads. Now, I know you can buy solo ads for less than $1 a click. Most of them for less than $1 a click aren't very good. So even if you get a lot of opt-ins, I can sell you solo ads for probably about 20 cents a click, and I can virtually guarantee you'll get 60 or 70% opt-ins. Well, nobody's going to buy anything. Okay. And there are people there that will guarantee you even more for less, but nobody's going to buy anything. They're not genuine opt-ins, or if they are, they're not from people that are in a position to make a purchase. A decent solo ad, the going rate is $1 or a bit more quite often. They're going up all the time. You can pay as much as $1.50 a click for a good quality solo ad. So you pay $1 a click. You get 25% that opt in. I know you can get more than that. 25% is probably the minimum you would expect from a good landing page to a good quality audience. You can get more. You can get very high. I mean, I've seen results of 70% opt-ins, but it's not the norm. Okay, so let's keep things realistic and say 25% opt-in. So you're back at $4 a lead, which once again is back to roughly what the industry average is for a good quality lead. It's about $4. You're going to get the same 5% buy. So your cost of your sale is once again $80. $80 for the cost per sale is about normal. But what are you selling? You've got to ask yourself, what are you selling? What do you earn for each sale? And what is the lifetime value of that sale? Because if it's costing you $80 to make a sale and you're receiving $20 back for it, you're soon going to go broke. If you are if it's costing you $80 to make a sale and you're getting $80 back for it, to me, that's good business, because you've got a buyer on your list and he's cost you nothing. Okay. So what this is aimed at is getting your advertising costs in line with your profits, so that you can cover the cost of your advertising, get a buyer that is costing you nothing after the purchase on average. Your buyer funds the other people in your list. So you're building a list, and You're making a sale, but you've got to have a sale where you're making a profit that is as high as the cost per sale. Now, you can do this in two ways. You can either have something that sells and is going to give you that $80 up front, or you can look at lifetime value. If you've got a recurring sale business, where somebody is buying something every month, and you get paid every month, then you can look at the lifetime value. But if you're struggling for cash flow, lifetime value is all well and good, but it's not going to help you keep advertising until you've got down the road and got your money back. And lifetime value in most businesses is between 3 and 6 months. You can get some that go longer, and you'll get some people that drop out a lot quicker. But if you've got a recurring sale, the average, once again, is between 3 and 6 months. So if you had a $20 commission for whatever it was you're selling, it would take you 4 months to get your money back for your advertising. So it was 4 months before you can use that cash to continue your advertising. Make sense? You've got to be able to finance your cash flow if you're looking at lifetime value. If you're looking at cost up, getting your cost back up front, you've got to be making a higher ticket sale. You've got to have something that will earn you money faster. And this is one of the big problems with most multi-level marketing, most network marketing plans. People do not make enough money up front to cover advertising costs. So what is the solution? The solution is to get into something that makes you money while you're building your list, so that you're not worried about getting people into your business. You're not chasing people all the time because you need them in to cover the cost of your monthly product, to cover the cost of your advertising, to cover everything that you're doing. Because if you're coming from that point of need, you're like the beggar in the street that's offering an opportunity to somebody. They're not going to take it. So you want to get into something where you can cover your costs and possibly on the back end make a profit, so that it's a bonus when they join your business. You see where I'm coming from? I hope you do. Okay, I've got a comment here. I've just noticed they are just going to try to sell their program. That isn't necessarily true. People will sometimes try to sell their program. If they're in network marketing, most people in network marketing are not succeeding. Okay, so this is why I tell you to buy network marketing leads. They are not being successful. And that is why you don't come at them with your program, you come at them with your story. Because you tell them your story and they get inspired. They understand network marketing and they're already prepared to buy things, but they are not being successful. And they come across you and you start telling them your story. You don't start pushing your opportunity at them. Okay, you explain to them who you are, what you're doing, and how you're doing it. Not I'm doing it by selling this product from this company, it's a great opportunity. You just talk in general terms, and you talk about how your life has changed and what you're doing, and that then attracts them into your world, and you start to find that people want to join you. Let's get to the next one. So the solution is, if you want to win, you must have a funded campaign. Because if you don't have a funded campaign, you're going to lose. And if you lose, you're going to be like that guy on the first picture. You're going to be struggling uphill, pushing that great big boulder. And when you stop pushing, that boulder is just going to roll back down the hill, and it's going to roll over you on the way down. Okay. So that is, in essence, what I wanted to cover today. It's all about getting a funded campaign. You've got to be able to fund the thing up front. Let me just get back to being me instead of my screen share, if I can work things properly. Yeah, there we are. I've got the curtains drawn here because it's quite bright outside. It's a beautiful winter's day here in Lincolnshire, which is where I am at present. I'm at my home in the UK. And if I open that, all you'll see of me is a silhouette, which may be preferable, but anyway. This is one of my favourite books. I've had this book for a long, long time. When I bought it, don't know. It says $7 on the back, but I bought it in England, so I didn't pay $7 for it. I can't remember what I paid. I don't know what the edition is. I probably bought it around about 1980 odd, I would think. I don't know, can't see it. New and revised edition. 1966 it says, this edition, but it was later than that. It was probably in the 1980s. But while you're thinking, perhaps if you've got any questions, let's have them up there. And no, Eric, never quit asking questions. Asking questions is the way you learn. There are two ways to learn. One is to fail and examine why you failed, and then find a way of getting around that. And the other is to ask questions, and ask questions to people that know. And those people that know have failed for you. They've not got there. It's not like that, you know, where they just go up and up and up and up. It's been like that. It's been up and down, up and down. I've been bankrupt once. I've had no cash once. It's not all been roses. I've had businesses that have been doing really well online, and all of a sudden somebody's pulled the rug from under them. Google has done it to me twice, which is why I don't bother with Google AdSense anymore, and I don't do SEO, and I don't do any of that stuff. All they've got to do is change the algorithm, and all of a sudden your business has gone from here to there, bang. And I say it's happened to me twice with Google. I don't bother with Google. Anyway, I got this. I like poems, and this is one in Think and Grow Rich. I'm going to read to you. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it's almost certain you won't. If you think you lose, you're lost. For out of the world we find, success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of his mind. If you think you're outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man. But soon or late, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. Okay? That's what you've got to be. You've got to be that man who thinks he can. I got a book here. This is a book, Deepak Chopra. I like this book. I've got a page marked here. This goes through the alphabet, this book, and it gives you a little something to study each day. It's a useful book. It's Creating Affluence. It's by Deepak Chopra. I recommend it. And P. For me, P stands for peace. But in this book, P stands for purpose in life and pure potentiality. Deepak says, we are here to fulfill a purpose. It's up to us to find out what that purpose is. Once we know our purpose, then the knowledge of one's purpose leads to the insight that we are true potentiality. We must be able to state our purpose in very simple terms. For example, my purpose in life is to heal, to make everyone I come into contact with happy, and to create peace. Peace, there we go. Knowing our purpose opens up the doorway to the field of pure potentiality, because inherent in our desire are the seeds and mechanics for its fulfillment. The Vedic seer states, I am the immeasurable potential of all that was, is, and will be, and my desires are like seeds left in the ground. They wait for the right season and then spontaneously manifest into beautiful flowers and mighty trees, into enchanted gardens and majestic forests. Okay, it's all about deciding where you want to go and having the intent to get there. And as Da Vinci said all those years ago, doing it. Just do it. We've got a question here. Can you achieve success with your $7 a month system, or do you much more money? Do you need much more money, I suppose that says. Dane, there is no system at any price that is going to make you rich. There is no mentor that can make you rich. It's down to you. It's down to whether you, like it said in this poem that I read you, sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. You're coming across to me and you're saying, can I, which tells me that you have doubt. And if you've got doubt, then that doubt is going to be a blockage in your way to success. You've got to eliminate that doubt. You've got to say, there is an opportunity there. I am going to grasp. I am going to take it and I'm going to run with it. Whatever happens, I am going to succeed. And if you do that, yes, you will achieve success. But if you let that doubt stand in your way, if you say, I'm not sure about this, I'm not sure, why should anybody want to buy from you if you are going to them and saying, look, this is only $7, but I'm not really sure about it. If you are convinced it's the right thing, then you have to succeed. If that is your mindset, because nothing will stand in your way. Will there be failures along the way? Yeah, there will, because those will be your stepping stones to success. Those will be the points, the challenges that will make you grow. Those will be the ways that you will learn how to achieve more. And so, yeah, if you want me to quote examples, when this plan started, it was $5. I'm talking about a plan called Simple Fast Cash here for anybody that's listening that doesn't know. It's a plan I started to help people get started at a low cost. When it started 2 years ago, it was $5 and paid a $4 commission. It's now $7 and pays a $5 commission. When it started 2 years ago, there was no way that you could pay to upgrade. Today you can, so it's a little bit different today. But let me tell you that personally, in 3 months, with that $5 plan and $4 commissions, I built an income personally of between $3,000 and $4,000 a month. If you're looking for examples of what can be done, that's what can be done with this plan. It didn't have as many benefits. It was, you know, I still make, well, I make more than that now, but it's a different plan now. I've got a private message from somebody, so I won't reveal their name. It says you need to do it to the best of your ability. Yeah, you need to do it is the important part. You've got to take action. If you don't take action, you're not. I don't know whether if any of you read this book, because if you haven't, you need to get it. That's another one. You need to get that one. You need to get that one. I recommend that one. There are lots more I could recommend, but Mike Dillard, so somebody I can't say he's a friend of mine, but he is a person that I've met and we know one another. Has a great way of simplifying things. What he writes here isn't new. He is credited with bringing this idea into the world, if you like. But it's not new. It's been around for years and years and years. But he has a very good way of making it simple to understand. I believe so, anyway. No, I was looking for something to read you from his book. That's not it. Okay, if you're in any form of network marketing, here we go. He says, what is it that most network marketers want? They want to make money, sponsor more distributors, and build a downline. But what are their biggest fears or problems? Because if you can know what their fears or problems are, doesn't matter what it is you're selling, who you're selling to, if you understand what their fear and their problem is, and you can offer a solution to that problem or fear, then you've made a sale. It really is as simple as that. So what are their biggest problems or fears? We know what they want. They want to make money, sponsor more distributors, and build a downline. Okay? The biggest problems or fears is they have no idea how to generate leads or advertise. This is borne out by the number of people that come to me every day saying, how do I get leads? How do I get people to join my business? Many of them are scared to approach their friends and family members or talk to their leads on the phone. They're afraid they'll run out of money, and they're afraid that they'll be judged by others. Okay, so what you've got to do is you've got to offer people a way to overcome those fears. You've got to teach people that they don't need to worry about those things. You've got to teach people how to attract business in. I don't know, you must have been at a party and there's somebody in the room that everybody wants to go to. It might be a guy, not necessarily the best looking guy, not necessarily the best looking, best dressed or wealthiest, but he's somebody that people seem to be around all the time. There might be a woman in the room that isn't necessarily the most beautiful woman in the room. She may not be the best dressed woman in the room, but she's the woman that everybody seems to want to be around and to know. What is it those people have? They have this confidence, this belief that they are of value. And if they believe that they are of value, like I believe I'm of great value to all of you, and it's reflected in the money I earn, I suppose, because the money you earn reflects your value. My value at present is probably between $50,000 and $100,000 a month. Depends on whether it's a good month or a bad month. But I believed that I had that value before I was making that money. You can't hope to make the money. You can't hope to attract people to you until you change yourself. You've got to start changing your mindset. Once you start doing that, once you start understanding that you have this value, we all have it, you know, to teach somebody. All the people that make a lot of money online teach. It's the one thing that they all have in common. And I hope this is still, I don't know, it looks like it's frozen. Maybe I'm frozen up, I don't know why. I don't know whether we're going to get it back. I will try refreshing, but I think that may be the end of things for us. Hello, are we back?